Good afternoon, all. This is Fari Hemsey, and it's 555, May 5th, 5 p.m., 2022. Welcome, as you guys all know, and gals. Uh, we put together one heck of a system, but people are either trading MNQ or not trading it, or it's a capital issue. And I've been on this quest for a while, since I would say probably first of the year, to after we got the development behind us, to find a right partner to come in that I can trust, I can work with, and can get you guys on the right track, can fund you, and allow both you and them grow. It was not an easy task to say the least. I went through some contacts I had, and they all pretty much pointed to one company, and that company I know is a hard ass. It's just difficult. They got all kinds of excuses why they kick you out, and they want you to start fresh. Then, as you know, we use a lot of work of Ticket Strike. I was involved with Amar on that. These are the boys out of London, and back in about mid to late last decade, from like 14 to 16, I worked quite a bit with them to get them on the right track. And now they got a robust system. As you know, last year I just bought their system. I said, hey, you know what? I'll buy a license for life. Well, then about, I don't know, I think maybe March, one of the webinars they had was about this firm, Apex Trader Funding Group out of Texas. And I sat there and I looked at the presentation and I said, I got to pay attention to this. I had to run somewhere. But Amar sent me the recording. I went through it and I said, I got to make hold of these guys and see what we can do. Well, these guys are not easy to get hold of. They're busy. Good people are busy. So, long story short, I reached out and John responded to me. John Skelton is here with us today. I've gone over him what we do. I give him a little access for him to see what we do. I think he's fairly tuned in what our needs and wants are. So without further ado, I'm going to let him go in there and do what he needs to do and explain how this works. And obviously, he's got some additional goodies for you guys, some codes and all that, so you can get a better pricing. And here we go. Why don't I make him a presenter? So my request is, go ahead, John. It's waiting for you to accept to show your screen.
All right, there we go. Does everybody see that screen there? It says Apex Trader Funding.
Right. So as he's going to remind you, don't jump in and sign up. Let him go through the presentation, and he's gonna deal better than you think for you, especially made for what kind of a setup we have in terms of supporting you, like a day like today, where you make 68%, and those are the days you want to have. So, with that said, John, take it away.
Yeah, I think we'd all be pretty happy with the 68% day. That's great. So, Fadi, thank you so much for having me here, and we appreciate it. And guys, thank you so much for taking time out of your day here. Again, my name is John Skelton with Apex Trader Funding. Before we get rolling here, as always, got to pop up some disclosures. Trading involves risk. Make sure you know what you're doing before you do it. And then, like he just mentioned, I know that it's very easy to be on a presentation and want to hop straight to a website, start signing up. Don't do that, because at the end, I'm going to give you a big discount code. So I don't want you going and spending money right now that you don't need to spend. Keep your money. I'll let you know what the discount is at the end. I want to make a little deal with you guys here. I don't like to come in and give a long, big, fancy, slick sales pitch. I like to approach this a little more as an educational process. So if that's okay with you guys, I'd like to spend a little time here just kind of educating you a little bit about the trader funding industry. And, as far as he just mentioned, there's some other companies out there that, I'm not going to necessarily recommend you look at. So I want you to understand a little bit of it. I want to give you a little education here, help you understand what's really behind this. All right, deal? So let's start from there. So let's kind of build the foundation a little bit here. And like I said, hold off, wait till the end to hit the website. Let me ask you a couple questions. How many of you as traders have ever subscribed to a trading newsletter? And I like to be pretty interactive. So in the questions box here, type some answers, type some information there. So how many of you ever subscribed to a trading newsletter or a day trading plan, or maybe a auto trading system or a signal service, right? We've all pretty much done that at some point, or we're in a trade room following a leader, following a trade guru, right? We're actually, as traders, we've all done that. We've at times sought out somebody that we feel like we can entrust to help us make trading decisions, right? Or somebody that we can entrust with our own actual money and follow their trades, follow their signals. We're looking for that. We've all done that, right? Sometimes you go to a website and someone has all these historical statistics of, oh, follow my signals or follow my trades. Here's my past performance. And you hope it's legit, right? I mean, anyone can go make a web page. Anyone can make a spreadsheet. You hope their performance and their past history is legit, but you don't really know, right? But what if you could watch them, okay? Just like you go in the room and watch Hamzi trade, right? You know his performance. You know what he's all about. What if you could watch someone trade for a few weeks, right? Like in a demo account, and have them prove it to you. Like, okay, I don't have to trust some made up historical number. I can see it day in, day out for several weeks. I see this person knows what they're doing. You're going to feel a lot more comfortable about that, aren't you? If you were signing up for a signal or a trade room or whatever way it is you're going to follow this person, right? You feel a lot better about it if you could see it. And you see them, I mean, look at just the last few weeks. We've seen all kind of different markets happen, right? Can this person be consistent? Can they be profitable through major swings, through volatile markets, through trending markets, through range-bound markets, through FOMC markets, through, earnings markets? You'd feel a lot more comfortable if you could see that, right? Does everybody follow me? Does that make sense? Because we've all been there as traders, right? Seeking those people out. Feel a lot more comfortable seeing that. It's literally no different from a trader funding standpoint, okay? You could see somebody's performance, you'd be a lot more willing and open to do a profit split with them, to follow them, right? It's the same thing from our standpoint, because a lot of people say, hey, what's the catch here? Why would some company fund me as a trader? Why would some company be interested in seeing my performance and getting behind me to fund me? It's no different than why you as a trader seek out someone that can trade, okay? Because that's all it is, all right? So that's what we're looking for. That's what a trader funding company is looking for. We do right now only trade futures traders. We don't do stocks or options. And it's very simple. Prove that you can trade consistently and profitably without massive losses or drawdowns. Then you would qualify for a paid performance account. And we do a profit split of 90-10. The trader keeps 90% of their profits. We as the company keep 10%. That's how we make our money, okay? We're pretty happy with that when you've got a mix of different traders, right? And when you've got a whole mix of different consistent traders, all our eggs are not in one basket. Sometimes people say, well, hey, if you and your backers and your funders have this money, why aren't you just trading it yourself? Okay, well, there's a big difference of being able to have a diversity of markets. Not everybody trades the same markets. Not everybody trades the same systems, right? It's spreading out of risk between different people, between different traders and different strengths. And it's like the signal example I gave earlier. That's what we're looking for. Just like you as traders have sought out trade rooms or signals from people to follow, we're looking for the same. It's very simple. Now, why would you as a trader be interested in that? Why would you be interested in a funding company? Why would you be interested in giving up 10%, right? I mean, if you're trading, you're making profits, you keep 90%. We as the funding company get 10%. Why would you want to give up 10%? That's a valid question, understanding it from both sides. So what are some of the challenges and needs of traders? Well, there's a lot of people that are interested in trading, or they're watching videos on YouTube, or they're involved in a trade room or an education group, but they don't have enough funds to trade. Or, hey, I've got a little bit of an account, but I don't have enough funds to trade the bigger size I want to trade. I want to trade more than one contract, right? Some people are just nervous about trading their own savings. Let me ask you a question, and let's be honest here, okay? How many of you, when you first started trading, or you're starting to trade, like test out this new strategy or system, you're trading it in a SEM demo account, and it's going really good, right? Then you say, all right, I've mastered this. I've got it. I'm profitable in demo. We've all been there, right? Then you move over to your live money account. What happens?
Blew it away.
Gone,
Yeah.
right? We've all been there. I'm raising my hand. I've been there. I have no shame in saying that. And I know if you're not raising your hand or saying yes, you're probably lying to me a little bit, right? It's okay. Well, why did that happen? Because it's a whole complete different mentality when it's your real money on the line, isn't it? You're hesitating to get into a trade. You get in too late. Or you're revenge trading, so you get in too early. Or you're trading out of need because you need to make a certain amount of money to pay a bill. Or you're trading out of stress, of trying to just make it up for the day, right? We've all been there. And so there is a huge mental and psychological change when it comes to trading your own actual live money. Maybe that's all the savings you have in the world. Maybe that's your retirement. Maybe that's your kids' college funds. That messes with your head, right? Any of you that have been trading long enough, let's be real here for a minute. I remember when I first started trading, and I don't know if this was you too. Remember when you first start trading, you think it's all about finding that holy grail magical system. It's all about that magical indicator, or throwing that one extra indicator in, right? It's all about that. And then when someone tries to talk to you about mind mastery, discipline, risk management, trading psychology, what do you say? I don't need that mumbo jumbo crap. I just need a different indicator, right? And we all think that.
Or a better one.
A better one. Or add 3 more on. Then you can't even see what's on the chart because you got so many indicators, right? But you learn after a while that that's really what it boils down to, right? Is the mind mastery, the psychology, the discipline, and it's hard, okay? But that's a huge benefit, and it stacks a lot of odds in your favor when you can remove some of that, or you're not trading your own money. You're not risking your own money. You're not risking your kids' college funds. You're not risking your spouse or significant other being mad at you because you blew it all, right? It takes a lot of stress off. What about random news? I mean, gosh, who's been trading NQ lately? How about when markets get volatile? How about when you get some slippage, right? Kind of nice to not have all the eggs in one basket. That's all your own personal money, okay? And you get scared of blowing your account. How about was it today, Fozzie? I got an email I think today that margins doubled.
Oh no, that was yesterday. Yesterday afternoon.
Or yesterday.
Right before the
Oh, there we go. Right before FOMC.
FOMC, right before FOMC. Yeah. I mean, trade station said early in the morning, but it said at 1 o'clock we're gonna go full. So it was expensive.
Yeah. So how many of you have said, I've got a little bit of an account, I can trade? Oh, well, they just raised margin. I can't even trade.
Right.
Yeah. So that's another reason it's nice. That's another challenge and need that it's nice for the trader to have that availability of a larger funded account to help overcome some of those margin issues, margin changes, right? And think about this. Some of the top traders you know of that are out there, some of these institutional traders or hedge fund traders, they're not trading their own money. They're trading someone else's money, okay? Like I said, it creates a whole new mental outlook, takes away a lot of fear and bad decision, and you know, it just gives you such a different mental edge. Now, we are not Apex Trader Funding. We are traders ourselves, okay? When we created this company, we tried to create this as traders for traders. Because as traders, just like you were saying a minute ago, man, we've looked for funding options for a long time. We're not the only game in town. There's other funding companies out there. And we went over the years and we've tried them all. And I'll be the first to tell you, out of all of them out there was only one that I could even pass the test, okay? These companies, a lot of them, there's a couple of them that are good companies and reputable companies, and I know the owners, they pay out, they're good companies. But for the majority, all of them have such ridiculous, super tight rules, fine print, where they basically set this up where there's no chance of you ever passing the evaluation test. There's no chance of you ever actually getting a funded account. And they're set up that way for a reason. A couple of examples, like, you know, well, you can't trade 5 minutes before or after the news. Okay. Or, you know, how about this one? You can't be, this one's pretty slick. We want to prevent super scalping, HFTs. So you can't be in a trade for less than 2 minutes. That's a rule.
Wow.
For one of these companies.
So hold
anybody
on.
here trade the
John? What happens if you hit your target? Let's say you've done your game plan and all that, and let's like our software that keeps on giving code of probability. We know that's one of our target. It hits them. If it goes there very fast and it's less than 2 minutes, you can close it.
Oh, you can close it with that company. They'll let you close it, but guess what? You just broke a rule, so your account's killed, lost, failed. It's ridiculous, right?
Sure, I got
you.
Hey,
who here trades the NQ? I'm sorry. Have you seen what the hell the NQ can do in 2 minutes?
Oh yeah.
I mean, that trade starts going the other way. You got to be able to get out. You got to be able to manage your trade like any real trader should do. It's risk management. I was wrong, get out. Or I'm right, I've got my target, let's stop. Like you can't tell someone you can't be in a trade for less than 2 minutes. The only reason to make up that rule is to purposely set you up for failure. That way you got to pay them again to take another evaluation and pay them again and pay them again. It's all about collecting your fees from you. It's ridiculous. Gotcha. That same company has another rule that says you cannot be in a trade longer than 20 minutes.
What?
Because hey, we don't want you to hold something too long and then risk it going against you too far. I'm sorry, isn't the whole point of trading let your profits run and manage your risk? If I'm calling a short move and my system tells me stay in this damn short and keep taking it, let me do that. Let me be a trader, right? I mean, these rules are ridiculous. These rules are there to make you fail. Or, hey, this account size you have only lets you trade 10 contracts. If you accidentally enter 11 contracts, boom, we're going to kill your account. That's ridiculous. If I enter too many contracts and I can enter, just give me a little error message that says you did too many. Change your quantity, right? It's simple. Here's what I ask of everyone. If you're looking at a company that has all these ridiculous rules, all the fine print, or there's some of them that will make you do an evaluation for 2 months, and if you pass that, then they're going to give you a different evaluation for another 2 months under different rules and kind of trip you up a little bit. Then if you pass that, it's just all about dragging it out. That's it. That's all they're trying to do, is to make you fail and make you pay them to do it again and again and again. Here's what I ask is this. Judge me and my company and our rules on, is it fair? So I always flip the coin. If you've got $100,000 sitting in your account and I come to you and say, hey, I can trade. Well, give me your 100 grand. Let me trade it. We'll do a profit split. You don't know me from the guy down the street, right? Mm-hmm. So if you give me all these ridiculous rules that are going to set me up for failure, mm-hmm. you don't really want me to fail with your 100 grand, do you?
Hell no.
No. So don't give me a ridiculous rule. But what if you give me a rule that said, all right, show me, prove it to me. Here's a profit goal. Let's say I'm going to give you $50,000. Can you make 3,000 in profit? That's a fair goal, right? You could see yourself asking that. If it was your money that you're going to give to somebody to trade, that's a fair thing to ask, right? All right, hey, in a demo account of 50 grand, can you make 3 grand without losing 2,500? Can you stay in those parameters? Okay, cool. Neither one of those are unrealistic, right? You would probably want that. Also, hey, don't hold the trades past 4:59. Because what happens between 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. Eastern time?
We're closed.
It's closed. Yeah. What happens at 6 o'clock that can gap open like a ridiculousness? Do you want your money out there at risk of a huge gap open?
No, it's not worth it.
No, and neither do we. So that is not a ridiculous rule. That rule is not there to make you fail. That rule is there to protect you and me, right? Simple rule. Mm-hmm. Now, what if you said, all right, John, if you can go make 3 grand today, or if you can make 3 grand a profit, I'll give you 50 grand to trade. What if I go out and I do that in one day? And I say, okay, I made 3 grand, give me your money. Well, did you get lucky, John, today? Did you just happen to catch a big run? Does one day of trading tell you anything about me?
No.
No. My 9-year-old kid can come in here and press buy or sell and be right half the time, right? Mm-hmm. So all we ask for is 10 days minimum. It doesn't have to be 10 days in a row. It doesn't have to be 10 consecutive days. You don't have to do it within a 10-day period. It doesn't matter if it takes you 10 days, 10 weeks, 10 months. We just want to see that you've reached this profit goal and you've traded at least 10 different individual separate trading days. Why? That way we know you've got a system. You're consistent. You didn't luck out on one day. You've traded over a 10-day period. Over a 10-day period, you probably encountered some different market conditions, whether it be volatile, trending, ranging, right? Okay, we've seen this person is consistent, holds to some rules, some risk management, has some targets, can get through it. Oh, and don't give out your username and password to someone else. If I come to you and say, hey, give me your 100 grand, I'll prove I can trade. But I really went and gave the password to some other dude and let him trade it. That's pretty scammy, right? If you're going to fund me with money, you want to know that I'm the one that did it. That's it. Those are the rules right there on that page. There's no other rules. There's no other fine print. There's nothing else making it complicated and hard to pass. Can anybody here say that any of these rules are unreasonable or any of these rules are designed to set you up for failure? Or if you put yourself in our shoes, are these rules that you'd probably want to see someone follow if you were the one funding the money? And that's all I ask. Like, if there's one rule we have that you don't think you would do yourself, like, I want to know, call me out on it, because we're literally trying to set this up the right way and make it possible for somebody that can trade and be consistent to get funded. Those are our rules. That's it. Can you trade consistently, profitably, stay within some guidelines? It's that simple. And that's how simple it should be. If it's any more complicated than this, there's a reason for it of somebody setting you up for failure to get more and more fees. Okay? That's it. So what is the process? What does this mean? Well, again, you can qualify in as little as 10 days. Some of these other companies want you to go through, 3, 4, 5, 6-month processes or multiple different steps. We do it all in one step. You don't have to keep doing multiples and starting over again. Now, if you fail or blow the account, you can reset it and do it as many times as you need to, but we're not forcing you to go through multiple processes. So that's the difference of a company that actually is just trying to get fees from you versus a company that's actually wanting to fund you, find long-term partnerships, and make 10% off someone that's doing well. Us and our partners and our backers and funders are very, very happy with that. We're not just there to get the fees. We're looking for that profitable, consistent, long-term. We're not looking for short-term, okay? I got better time to do with, got better things to do with my time than to make up all this complicated crap to get another little fee out of you. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? We all got better things to do than that, right? So that's how it works. Okay, now what I'm going to do here, and don't go sign up for nothing, because I'm going to show you how to get a big discount. When you go to our website, apextraderfunding.com is our main site, but I'm going to give you a special site with some discounts on it. You can go down here, check out some information, check out a couple quick videos, but if you scroll down, you'll see the different options, okay? So there's evaluation accounts anywhere from 25,000 up to a 300,000, okay, evaluation size. Now, each one is different. For example, the 50,000 and the 100,000 are probably a couple our most popular. What does this mean? Well, under the $50,000 size evaluation account, you can do up to 10 contracts. That's 10 minis. Like if you trade NQ and you're doing a mini futures contract, you can do up to 10 contracts, or you do 20 micros. What is the plan here? How do you take a $50,000 evaluation account and turn it into a $50,000 paid performance funded account where you do a profit split? Well, it's right here. The profit goal is $3,000. The trailing threshold stop is $2,500. That's the number of contracts you can do. Doesn't matter how long it takes you to do it. We just want to see 10 individual different trading days, okay? Standard price for this evaluation package is $167 a month. I'm going to show you how to get half off of that, okay? Not just the first month, but ongoing. So don't even worry about that. Once you pass that evaluation, that fee goes away, because you're no longer paying for an evaluation account. It now becomes a paid performance account, a funded account that we do profit splits on, okay? On the paid performance account, we do have an $85 a month fee for that. Why? Well, I'll show you here in a minute, but it covers a platform, it covers a license key, it covers data feeds, and it covers a once a month wire fee to wire you money. That's what it's there for. Now, let's say that you sign up for one of these accounts and you're trading and the market goes against you and you hit this $2,500 drawdown tomorrow. Like you're day one into it, you blew the account. You failed the evaluation. Do you have to just sit there? Do you have to sign up again and pay another $167? No, all you got to do is go into your account, click reset, pay an $80 fee and reset the account. That means it goes right back to the full balance, right back to the full profit goal. It's just like hitting reset on a game, okay? So that's how it works. Now, which account should I choose? How should I do this? That's up to you as the trader. That's up to, and y'all can discuss some of that in the Hanzi trade room as far as what is needed there. Because look, so the trailing threshold on this one, for example, is $2,500. Or you go up to the biggest account we have, there's a trailing threshold, a pullback of $7,500, okay? Some people say, hey, I'm gonna go for a bigger account because I need a bigger trail because my system goes with the markets for bigger moves and have some big pullbacks. Okay, cool. Other people say, man, I've got a real quick, easy scalping system. $2,500 is fine for me. Okay, that depends on you as the trader. Yes, the bigger in size you go, the more contracts you can do. Here you can do 10, here you can do 17. On the big account, you can do 35 contracts.
John, I got a question for you.
Sure.
When you talk about NQs and MNQ, the micro and mini, the multiplier is 10. Why is your multiplier 2? I mean, 7, for example, the 150 account, okay, right there on top.
Yep.
You have 17 and 34. 17
Right.
NQs equivalent to 170 micro. Why you only allow 34 micro?
Yep, you're 100% correct. The ratio is different here. The reason that we don't have the exact same ratio, and I'll tell you why, is because at a certain point, I'll be honest, when we first started, we did have that. And you know what happened is, well, let me back up real quick here, and I'll definitely answer that question.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot, but I'm a numbers guy.
No, I'll explain it 100% why. But right here, let's say someone said, I want to go with the big 300K account because it's got the biggest drawdown, and I need that.
Right.
Well, obviously, the bigger account you go, the more contracts you can do. Like here on the big account, you can do 35. Just because when it comes to trading, just because you can do something doesn't mean you should do something, right?
Of course. Yeah, I know.
Just because this account will let you do 35 contracts doesn't mean you should.
Right.
You could still do only
not day one.
at least not day one, or not while you're trying to qualify.
Right. Absolutely.
Because if you're trying to qualify for this evaluation, if you get in 35 contracts on NQ, it doesn't take much of a pullback in a trend to hit you for $7,500, does it?
No, I agree.
Much less with slippage. So just because you can do more doesn't mean you have to. Okay. Now, also think about this. Let me throw this out there as well. Every trade that's made in an evaluation account or in a funded account, there's commissions on to mimic live trading. The commissions are set to the standard commission. NinjaTrader is our preferred platform that we provide tech support on. There's a bunch of different platforms you can use. I'll show you those.
Right.
The commissions are set to the standard lifetime license NinjaTrader commissions. We do not add to commissions. We do not make money on commissions. We do not make commission on commissions.
Right.
We don't add to commissions. You're not paying anything extra there for commissions.
Right.
But let's say, and to get back to your question, so let's say I said, all right, on this account, you can do 35 minis, or you can do 350 micros. Tell me people mentally think, hey, the micros are the way to go because they're less, and I'll just max them out. Think about the difference of commission. Let's say you max it out. Difference of commission is 35 minis compared to 350 micros. The commissions are going to eat you alive.
That's right. Oh, that's right. Yeah, because micros,
so
dollar for dollar, micros are expensive on commissions. I agree.
Exactly. So that was a more than valid question, Hamza, because we did that in the beginning. We had it ratioed out, but people's heads were like, micros are safer.
Yeah.
So I'm going to always use them. Oh, I'm going to scale in. Now I just maxed it out. And then they're like, what the hell?
Yeah,
I'm like,
10,
well,
you drop 10 points, you buy another 5. Drop another 10 points, you buy 5. Next thing you know, you're semi-pregnant.
yeah. And I'm like, well, they're like, my thing said I was up like $5,000 today, but I'm only at like 3,500. It's like, well, you just did 350 contracts in and out, like times $2 a pop.
Right. Yeah, sure.
I mean, so that's why we only did it this way of, hey, if you want to trade micros and you want to be able to have a little bit of size on micros, do it. But if you're going to go past a certain point, save yourself and us that profitability and just use the minis.
One more question quickly. What is a static account? The one next to it.
Okay, static account. So right here.
Because I don't want to
100K.
say static, so I'm just wondering what that.
Yeah. So right here is called 100K static. Okay.
Mhm.
Up here is called 100K full.
Right.
On this 100K,
Mhm.
you have a profit goal of 6,000,
Mhm.
and you have a trailing threshold, meaning a trailing stop, a stop that moves. I'll explain that here in a minute.
Okay.
Of $3,000.
Right.
Okay.
So it's not static.
Correct.
Okay.
This one here, profit goal is only $2,000.
Oh, I see. Oh.
And the total drawdown is 625. So wait a minute. I only got a drawdown of 625 here, but I've got a drawdown of 3,000 here. Oh, well, I like this better because it's 3,000.
That's per trade.
That's total.
That's total for what?
That's
hold on.
Total
for 10 days.
Yes, and it's a trail. I'll show you an example here of what this means. So this has a trailing threshold of 3,000. Okay, and it moves as you trade. Okay, I'll show you a slide example here in a minute. Okay. This one doesn't move; it's static.
Okay.
So when I start with a $100,000 account, okay, my opening, starting balance on this account is $100,000. The stop on this account, okay, is $625 below that. Gotcha. So it's at $93,750, right? And it never moves. It just stays there. No matter what I do with that account, as long as I don't go below $93,750, I pass. Okay, so it's not as big of a starting, threshold, but it never moves. I know that, hey, I just always have to keep this account above $93,750, and I'm okay.
Gotcha.
These are much bigger, but they trail. And I'll explain that here in a minute, okay? Because it's very important to understand the trailing threshold, because that's the whole key to passing these, okay?
One more question for you.
Yeah.
When it hits my profit goal, let's say I sign up. If it hits the profit goal, okay, just because some folks it could be shy. I'm just trying to make conversation here. But technically, if I hit, let's say that 154, okay, the one next to it, the one on, to the right of where you are, my profit goes 9,000, right? Now, let's say my trade goes and hits 10,000, but I don't cash out. Is that a negative? Is that a reprimand?
No. You can make 90,000 if you want.
Okay.
But if you're getting $150,000 evaluation account, right. This is the evaluation. This is the test account.
Correct.
To pass this test with 10 separate trading days, at the end of that, after you've traded,
I have to be up 9,000 at the end of 10 days.
Well, it doesn't have to be in 10 days.
Right.
But to pass, because you might go make $9,000 the first day.
We did 17, senor, today. Okay?
Yeah, exactly.
Documented.
Yeah.
There were 45 people sat in that room after there were 50. They saw all this.
Yeah.
So you're telling me.
As long as there's 9 more days of trading.
Hold on. Let me ask you. So if I had locked this sign up last night, come in here today and took that trade, what would happen today at 17,000? I'm still in the test, or am I approved?
You're still in the test.
Because you need 10 days.
There has to be 10 total days. Now, it doesn't have to be 10 days in a row or the first 10 days. It doesn't matter if you take 10 months. But we want to see after 10 individual separate trading days,
$9,000.
Are you still above that $9,000?
Gotcha. Got it. Thank you. Sorry, I'm not that smart, so hold on.
No, these are valid questions. Now, I'll throw this out there. Let's say that you've done that. And today you made $15,000. Well, for the next 9 days,
Mm-hmm.
open the account, go to micro, press buy, press close. You traded day 2. Turn a micro for 9 days.
Cheat now?
There's a cheat sheet.
Yeah, I got
Point is, there's got to be 10 individual separate trading days, and then you're still above that.
Gotcha.
Okay? I don't care.
So stick. Technically, I could have done that. Take the big win today, and even give some back. I'm still over the 9,000 for the next 9 days. Just putz around a little bit, and then I'm done.
Exactly.
Very clever.
Now, at the end of 10 days, you might be up 90,000, but as long as you're still over the 9, hey, that's what qualifies.
Gotcha.
You know, it's no different than a test.
Right.
You're taking a test. Hey, 70 on a kid's test is passing. If you make 100, that's great. But all that's required is to make this.
Right. Gotcha.
Okay. So, any other questions on this part here?
You were going to show a trailing threshold.
Yes. You know what, Bernard? Yeah, I might have given you the wrong number there. I'm sorry. So 100,000 minus $625. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's 99,375. I'm sorry. I wasn't talking straight numbers there. Yes, $100,000 static account. You start off with a $100,000 balance. Your stop is at 99,375 and never changes. Okay.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. So you start off like that first trade, those first few trades, you want to be a little careful, right?
Mm-hmm.
And not be down 625. But then after your balance is like at 101, 102, 105, you got a nice little, you built a cushion there. Just always stay above the 99,375, right?
Gotcha.
Now, let's talk about the difference here of the trailing thresholds, okay? Because most all of the plans have a trailing threshold. What is that? What does it mean? How does it work? Okay, so we already talked about this. You go in, you sign up for one of these accounts. As soon as you sign up, you get an email, you get an instant login. You can log into the back office. You get everything you need. You get you get a NinjaTrader license key. You get a download. You get Rhythmic data feed. There's nothing else for you to buy.
Mm-hmm.
Everything you need is included in this fee here. Okay. Works on over 20 platforms. Like I said, NinjaTrader is our preferred platform that some of our plugins work with. We provide support for, but it also works on multiple other platforms. You don't have to go open a broker account. You don't have to fund any accounts. All you gotta do is pick which one of these evaluations you want. It can work on any of these platforms here. It doesn't matter if the trade room you're in uses a different platform to run their trades or their software on. You can enter your trades over here on Ninja or any of these, okay? You don't have to go move anything around. It's very easy. We've got step-by-step training. It's so simple, ABC 1, 2, 3, okay? So, yeah, once you sign up, you begin trading. Again, 10 days minimum, hit the profit goal. Don't hit the loss, be out by the end of the day. Now, so let's talk about, I already covered that. If you fail the evaluation, you pay $80, reset it, start over with the full balances. Payouts. Once in a funded account, we actually pay the first $10,000 that's paid out to you. There's a payout schedule of how much you can withdraw first month, second month, all that. But the first $10,000 in profits that's paid out to you, we pay out at 100%. We don't even keep our split until after the first 10,000 is all straight to you, the trader. Then after that, we pay out 90% of the profit. Okay?
So this is reset every month, right?
Say that again?
This rule applies every month or just the first month?
Just the first month. Just the first, or well, not the first month, but the first 10,000 that's paid out of the account.
Of each month?
All of our accounts are a 90-10. Like we keep 10%, the trader keeps 90%.
Right.
But just as a bonus, any new accounts, the first 10,000 that's paid out.
So it's one time.
Yeah, I mean whether it's 1 month or take 6 months for a person to make 10,000, however long it takes them to make that, they get to keep 100% of the first 10,000. Then after that, we start the split.
Nice. Okay.
So just a little extra bonus at the front.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So here's where I need everybody to put on their thinking cap real quick, because you're going to have to kind of really follow along here to understand what a max trailing drawdown is. Okay. But before I do that, let me just set a little foundation here. Let's all be honest. How many times have you gotten in a trade? Trade's going pretty good. You're up $100, you're up $300, you're up $700, you're up $1,000, you're up $1,500 in profit. That trade is open. You're watching it. You see the green P&L. You're up $1,500. We've all been there, right?
Mm-hmm.
5-10 minutes later, when you close the trade, you close it down $500 loss.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. If you're telling me you've never done it, you're lying. Because we've all done it, right?
Yeah.
We're up 1,000. We're up 1,500. We're doing good. It's coming down a little bit. Now 1,500 is 1,200, and now it's 1,000. Now it's 800. Well, I'm still up $800 in profit. I feel, my gut feels that it's going to go back up. You notice that word feels?
Yeah.
Feels will get you every time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to wait. I'm going to wait. Okay, now I'm only up like $300. Crap. But I'm still up. It's still profit. Now I'm at zero. Well, shoot. I may break even. Okay, now I'm down 200. Now I'm down 500. Now I'm down 700. Well, if I close it now,
Oh yeah,
I'll be out at a loss. I don't want to do that.
no, of course.
I want to hang on and let it come back and be right.
John,
So
you gotta be in the movies.
but come on, we've done this, right?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
I did one this afternoon. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. And then by the time you close it, you're down $1,000.
Remember when we were talking? I said this is going against me.
Yeah.
Of course, we all did.
Yeah. So we've all done that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So is that good trade management? So let me ask you this. Same question I asked you in the beginning. You got 100 grand sitting in your account, your hard-earned life savings. Someone comes to you and says, I can trade. Let me trade that money for you. You see this person up $1,500 in profit that you and that person can split. What do you want them to be doing with that $1,500 in profit? Protecting it? Having good risk management in it? How are you going to feel if that person was up $1,500 with your money, let it go all the way back down to zero, then let it go down another $1,000, and you're down $1,000? Is that what you really want somebody doing with your money? Yes or no? Like, that's a fair question. Would you want that person managing your own money based on feel, gut, I need to be right, so I'm going to hold on to.
Yeah.
None of us are going to be comfortable with someone doing that with our money, and you wouldn't either, right? That's not a hard fine print rule to make you fail. That's to help you not fail, right? So follow me here real close on some math. Let's say you start with a $50,000 account and you have a $2,500 max loss, okay? So what does that mean? You open this evaluation account, okay? The starting balance is $50K. Whoop. So your trailing threshold is $2,500 below that, right? 47.5. Everybody follow me. That's day one, okay? So I go in and I place a trade and I make $500 profit. So now my balance my balance started at 50,000. Now it's 50,500, right? Because I just made 500.
Mm-hmm.
My trailing level, my trailing stop trails, it moves. So it's going to be $2,500 behind that new balance. So now my trailing threshold's at 48,000 because it went up 500 as well. Does that make sense? It's following.
Sure.
A trailing threshold never goes down, it only goes up.
Mm-hmm.
So the next trade,
Mm-hmm.
I close the trade with a loss. I'm down $100. So now my balance is at 50,400, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, my threshold is still where it was at 48,000. Make sense?
Mm-hmm. Of course.
So now I no longer have a $2,500 trail stop. I've only got 2,400.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the next trade I get into, while I'm in this trade, I'm up $600 in profit at one point. The highest level of unrealized profit I got to while this trade was open was $600 in profit. As that trade is open and my profit's going up, my trail is going up dollar for dollar with that profit.
Mm-hmm.
But when I start to let that profit come all the way down against me, my trailing stop doesn't go down with it. It stays at that highest point. Does that make sense? Everybody follow that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so why do you think that might be? Meaning, hey, on some of these, you're starting off with a pretty good trailing stop. Like you've got a pretty good amount there.
Right.
Okay. But it's going to trail with the highest level of profit during an open trade. You follow me? So why do you think that rule is there in an evaluation account or at the beginning of a funded account? To help see, can this new person trading, trying to show us they can pass this, can they follow some guidelines?
Mm-hmm.
Can they protect their profits that they're up and not be totally guided by gut feeling to let profits come way back against them and then some? You know what I mean? Does that make sense? I can keep going down this sheet here, but I think if you understand that part, like if you're live and it goes up $600,
Mm-hmm.
at that time your balance is 51,000.
Correct.
Okay. But you only close it with a profit of 500, like you let it come back down. Well, again, that threshold doesn't move. Whatever the highest point of profit is in an open trade,
Mm-hmm.
your threshold is going to be $2,500 behind that on this particular example of 50,000. Okay. Now, right here, $50,000 evaluation account, you got a trailing of 2,500. On these other ones, you've got, 5,000, 6,500. Okay. So do we have it happen sometimes in our help desk? Someone says, I got kicked out of my evaluation account. It said I failed it, but I was only down $1,000.
Hmm.
I was not down 3,000 or 4,000. I was only down 1,000. Look, here's my P&L. It says negative 1,000.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, but on all of your other trades, how far did you let them go up and the trail come up and then your trade came back down? You know what I mean? It's not about just one trade. And in our system here, it literally shows you live in front of your face exactly where it is. Okay, your trailing stops here. Make sure you don't get below this. It's right there. And it's just simply to see, can someone manage their trades, protect their profits? Same thing you'd want if someone was trading your own money, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the trailing threshold. That's how it works. And I'll show you where you can get some more information about that. So look, guys, that's really how we differ from some of these other companies out there. Is we're traders. We set this up as traders for traders. We pay out 100% of the first $1,000. We pay out 90% after that. It's a simple one-step evaluation account with a minimum of 10 days. We don't drag it out for months and months. We have very easy, simple rules. You can trade multiple accounts. We have people that get more than one evaluation account, people that have more than one funded account. We've got a plugin on NinjaTrader 8 that's like a trade copier where you could duplicate your own trade. Like you're like, hey, I want to trade 20 contracts, but I don't want to do it all in one account and hit this trailing.
Right.
I want to spread it out between two. But that's fine. Kind of gives you a bigger drawdown. We don't, have to worry about scaling. We don't have daily drawdowns or end of day drawdowns. We don't have drawdowns within each trade. We don't limit how long you can be in a trade. Everything is very, very simple. Okay. And all of our, we have some of the lowest costs out there. We have a free NinjaTrader key, the rhythmic data. We've got, education there, how to set everything up and set up your, your data feeds, your platform connected. It's all real simple. Instruments, you can trade the equity futures, trade interest rate futures, the energies, ags, metals, and the micros. Okay. Let's see here. Like I mentioned, multiple accounts. That's I'll show you where you can get some information on that. Okay. So I'm sure you guys have a lot of questions, but I want to just show you real quick here. When you get over to our site, because I know we're running out of time here. When you get over to our site, everything's here. You can go through, watch these couple quick videos. Again, you can go and look at the different packages and what are the rules for them. And click here to sign up. But right here, real simple. If you go to our FAQ, first of all, right here, see this says trading tools. If you click that, one of the first things is the trade copy. But right here, hit FAQ, the FAQ. Everything you need is right here, okay? Right here. How do the payouts work? Click it open. I've got 2 videos I've made here about the payouts and exactly how they work. I'll walk you through them. We also have it written out, and then we have it done in a graph format. You'll find that a lot of our training is broken down 3 ways because some people learn differently, okay? For example, some of you may say, hey, you talked about that trailing threshold. I didn't quite understand that. Go right there. How does the trailing stop threshold work? Right here, got a whole video about it, okay? In this video, I review it again on the PowerPoint slide and explain it. Then I switch over to an Excel spreadsheet and explain it with examples, trade by trade. Then I show you recorded live trades, watching it live. I try to show people 3 different ways. Some people are very visual. Some people need a video. Some people need it written out. This is all available to you before you even sign up. Every bit of training is there. Everything is transparent. Every single aspect of everything is here for you, okay? Because if it wasn't, something's not right. We're not setting you up for the best success, right? There's a reason if something is not transparent, okay? AJ, currently not TradeStation. Bernard, you're asking, means we have to use very close trailing stops. Well, it all depends on what system you're trading, okay, Bernard, or what size. Because keep in mind, the examples I gave you on that sheet were with a $50,000 account that had a trailing of 2,500. If your system has some little bit bigger pullbacks, well, you can go with the bigger one and have a much bigger, 3 times bigger threshold, okay? Brian says, after funded, how long does the trailing stop last? That is a very good question. So let's say you had this $50,000 account. You pass the evaluation, it now becomes a funded account. So Brian, when you start trading this as a funded account with a profit split, you would start the same exact way. You got a starting balance of 50,000. Your trailing stop is $2,500 behind that initial balance. You follow me? As soon as, so as the profit's going up, your trailing stop, your trailing threshold's going behind it, right, Brian? As soon as that threshold reaches $50,100, it stops and does not continue to follow you, because all we're worried about at this point from our side is protecting what?
50,000.
The capital.
Yeah, the 50,000. Yeah.
So it doesn't keep following you. All you got to do at that point is just don't get down to 50,100. So yeah, for a little while there when you start, even in the funded account, you might want to trade a little smaller, trade a little slower, build a little cushion there, but it does not follow you after that. All we're trying to do is protect that capital plus $100 for slippage. Make sense? Did that answer your question there, Ryan?
He's got one good one for you right after that.
Let's see here. If funded account and have $10,000 profit in the account, but we hit the $3,000 trailing stop and the account is closed, do you pay out the split? Well, Brian, actually, if you look at, or if you think through the answer I just gave you on that, that would never happen. Because right here, you start with 50, and then in your question, you said, what if I made 10,000 in profit, right? Mm-hmm. So now you've turned 50 into 60, right? The account's at 60,000. Mm-hmm. You no longer have that 3,000 trailing. Your trailing stopped down at 50,100. So if you started with 50 and now you brought this balance to 60,000, right? You could lose $9,000 and be down at 51,000 balance. You're still above the 50,100 that would pop you out. Does that make sense? That's part of the reason the funded accounts are set up that way. You only have that initial $2,500, like on here, you only have that initial $2,500 stop just to get you past that. Once you've brought this account balance to 52,600, you don't have any more trailing stop, just the balance. Does that make sense? Those were great questions, by the way, Brian. Thank you for that. Yeah. Those are great questions. Yeah. So, okay, perfect. So, guys, everything you need is right here. All the questions are here. I know we can go all day with some questions. I don't want to keep you much longer, but everything you need is right there. You can always ask us questions in the help desk. Again, look over these size of accounts, see which ones fit your needs the best for your strategy or system based on number of contracts, but also based on what kind of trail do you want to have. Real quick, now that we've walked you through some examples of the trailing moving threshold, do you now understand the difference between this 100,000 account that has a moving trailing threshold of 3,000 versus static, meaning it never moves? You start with a $100,000 account, your stop is $625 less than that. So 99,375. That 99,375 never changes. You just got to stay above that. You don't ever have to worry about it moving in a trade or with your profit. You understand the difference there between moving trailing threshold and just static?
So okay? Static, you cannot drop below, for that case, 93,000. 99,375.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Yep, that's it.
Now,
so
if do you have anything that would have a good, here's a question for what you recommend, which package? We trade 3 contracts of NQ, and our max is per day damage. Worst case, this happened once or twice, is both trades losing, and the stops are about $2,800 each. So it could be like 5,000. Three
Okay.
contracts with a 5,000 drawdown. What would you recommend?
So 3 contracts, 5,000 drawdown per contract or
No, no,
total?
no. Total. 5,000
Total.
total per day
Okay.
for that day. That's the worst we can.
Gotcha.
We don't have streaks, but one
Right.
day you could have two losers because like on a like on a very very range bound day, first
Uh-huh.
one is stopped out, and then it can only go to the other side. That one also gets stopped out, and then the day becomes flatlined. It just happens. Not often, but it has happened.
Sure. Sure. Well, first thing to keep in mind is, or the first thing I'd recommend, keep in mind when you get past the evaluation stage and you get into a funded account,
Right.
if you just trade a little softer that first little bit to get past that trail and build a little cushion,
Uh-huh.
then you don't ever have to worry about that trail. You got your own cushion built in. Then you can trade however you want. Okay.
Of course.
So
Of course.
start off slow and then go. Now, in the evaluation, you know, does it force you to trade a little more smaller and conservatively to prove to yourself and to us that you can have the discipline to do that? It does. Now, so this one right here, the 150, it gives you a trailing threshold of $5,000, but that might, we had 2 in a day and it popped me. That sucks. Let me go pay $80 and reset it. Do it again tomorrow. So I would say if you do have that worst case scenario, 5K, I mean, our top 3 is this one right here, 5,000 threshold, 6,500, or right here, 7,500. Okay. So it's going to be one of those 3 that I'm going to recommend. Mm-hmm. If you want to follow that system step by step. Now you could say, now I don't fully understand your system, but someone could say, hey, I want to get there. Mm-hmm. But between now and then,
use MNQ.
I'm going to use MNQ, or I'm going to use this one that gives me a $3,000 drawdown, and maybe I'll only do 1 contract, not 3.
One more question. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe you work up to that.
Gotcha. One more question. It's
Sure.
probably very stupid. When you get funded for the type of account you tested, correct?
Yes, sir. Exactly.
So if I can't do 100K and then come in and say give me 150 on a funded, I can't win over on a 100K or qualify on 100K. Come to you and say, you know what, I want 150. Can't do that.
Correct. All we're doing is taking an evaluation account that has a status of being passed by meeting the rules and converting it over to a paid performance funded account. So whatever the size that you choose here for the evaluation is the size that you would get, for the live. Now, let's be honest about this for a minute. Okay. What does this really mean when I say evaluation $100,000 account? Okay. Mm-hmm. Or, all right, you passed that evaluation. Now we're giving you a live funded account. Mm-hmm. Well, if you pass the evaluation and you move to a funded account, the account belongs to Apex Trader Funding. It's in our name. We're not wiring you $100,000, right? We're giving you online access to trade that account and then do a profit split. Right. Okay. We do payouts once a month. Mike's asking, how would you get paid? We do payouts once a month, and traders are paid as a 1099 contractor. We can do, ACH, we can do wire, we can do PayPal, we can do, there's multiple different payment options. Now, the one thing that does not change, this is very positive, even though we say it's $100,000 quote unquote account, what we're contractually obligated to do with you is to make sure that this number right here is possible. What happens if markets go crazy and they say,
Oh, your
day
margin.
trading margin is $10,000. Well, then you would need a $140,000 account
Sure.
to trade 14 contracts.
Correct.
We're going to provide that margin. Okay. So the limits being raised aren't going to change something. We're going to still make sure that the extra margin is there if it's needed to be able to fulfill our obligation to you to provide you the ability to trade up to 14 contracts.
So in February, when CME on short notice went to full margin, 14 at 18,000 would have been 252,000.
Yep.
And
we had to provide that with.
I don't mean on a trial. I'm talking about you're funded.
No, actually, yeah, full funded. Yep.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Thank you.
We had to provide that.
Gotcha.
So, just throwing that out there because that's something to think about.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
In these days and times of, I mean, again, look at the volatility of these markets.
Well, look at last year.
Yeah.
It was $1,600, right?
Yeah.
Day trade. Yeah. Now it's like 9, and the scale down is 9. Yeah.
Yeah. Forget the days of $300-400.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So that is that. I'm going to put in here a couple links.
Any other questions? Hold on. Last call. Any other questions, guys?
Yeah.
Before he gets to his closing. Last call. Any other questions? Go ahead, buddy.
Awesome. Okay. No, guys, I really appreciate y'all being here and taking the time and some really, really good questions there. I am putting in right here, entire audience, I'm putting this link. Check out that link right there. It just got put in the chat. If you click on that link, it's going to take you to a special page there that will already have this coupon code on it, but I'm going to go ahead and put the coupon code in here as well. Okay, Hamzi50. So if you go to, let's see here. Let me just open this up. If you go to that link I sent you there,
right.
You're going to see it right here. It's right at the top. 50% off code, Hamzi50, right there. Okay. If you go down here and you look at these different accounts we just looked at, notice under each and every single one now, you'll see that 50% off coupon code Hamzi50. This coupon code will give you 50% off any size evaluation account. Yes, 50% off of the first month, but also 50% off of any recurring months. Some people sign up, they pass this in their first 10 days or pass it in their first month. They never have a second bill. Some people need a little longer. They might take 2 or 3 months and they'll have 2 or 3 billings, okay? So you get it at half off. What does that mean? Well, on like a $50,000 account, 167 bucks, it's like $83, okay? $83 for the chance to have the evaluation account, pass that, convert over to a live funded account. In between your first payment and the next month payment, hey, tomorrow 2 days from now is a rough day. I blew the account. I hit my threshold. I failed the account. You just log in, you click on the account and click the reset button, pay 80 bucks. It starts right over again. You don't have to wait and drag it out. Okay. There's options there for that, but that's something that we wanted to put together special here for everybody in this group. There's a lot of places that will give hey, here's a discount for your first month, but the next month is full price, or here's 15% off. No, half off first month, half off ongoing months for the evaluation package itself. Now that coupon doesn't apply to reset fees or later on the funded account, because we don't get half off of, platform licenses and data feeds and wire fees. That's for the evaluation account. And that coupon is good for up to 10 accounts if you're wanting multiple accounts. Okay. That coupon code does work for up to 10 accounts per user. All right. So 50% off. Take advantage of that. Again, guys, I appreciate the time here. I know we went a little over, but I can't thank you guys enough for having me on here today, letting me share this with you. Again, any questions you might have, if you pop here to the FAQ, they're all right there with written out explanations and videos. Or, just feel free to hit the help desk here and shoot us a ticket. If you have a question on something, there's something we can help you with. We're there night and day. There's somebody on that help desk around the clock. We literally have evening, overnight, early morning representatives on. So there's somebody on 24/7 during market hours. Obviously, we're not there on the weekends, but literally, it's 11 o'clock at night, 2 a.m. We have representatives on. Okay, so guys, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. Happy trading to you here. Enjoy these volatile markets with some of these big moves, right? Volatility can be rough to deal with at times, but it's also a day trader's dream, isn't it?
Absolutely.
That's what we love, is that movement. So thank you so much. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for having me, buddy. I'm glad we finally able to get this together here.
Sure, John. Thank you so much, folks. Thank you for attending. We recorded this. We'll keep it. We'll pass it on to you guys for the review, and we'll see you guys at the next event of this. Okay. Good night now.
All right. Good night. Have a great night, guys. Thank you.
Thanks, John.